If you've come this far, it's not by chance. There's a gentle, almost invisible calling that brought you to this moment. The guardian angels whispered your name and guided you to this message. The universe wants to speak to you, through silence, through the signs you've been feeling but perhaps haven't yet understood. Take a deep breath. Feel the presence of God in this moment. Nothing is a coincidence when the heart is ready to listen. Today, something within you will awaken. But first, tell me in the comments, where are you watching this message from right now? There's an energy still lingering in the air, a memory that doesn't fade even when you try to move on. This person meant more than just a moment in your life. They marked your feelings. It's not about possession or the past. It's about connection. A bond that the universe wouldn't allow to be forgotten because something is still being healed, learned, revealed. You feel that, don't you? As if his perfume, the same one he gave you one day, came back on the wind at some random corner and made you stop. It's not a coincidence. The guardian angels show signs in subtle ways, and the scent is one of them. When something or someone deeply touches the soul, the memory manifests in details invisible to the eyes but clear to the heart. This person thinks of you today. Even if they seem distant, even if they're with someone else, there's something that makes them look into the void and remember. Because true love, the kind that comes from the soul and not the ego, doesn't disappear with time, nor is it replaced by a new face. It simply withdraws, waiting for the right moment to bloom again. You may have wondered, why did the universe allow him to choose another path? But the answer is deeper than it seems. God knows what he's doing when he removes someone from your life. Sometimes he withdraws to protect, to rebuild, to teach us to love in a different way, without losing our essence, but gaining clarity. Human love often confuses presence with destiny, but there are connections that need to drift apart for the learning to mature. And yet, the signs persist. The same perfume, the same song, a phrase spoken by a stranger, and there you are feeling your heart resonate. Do you know why? Because the spiritual bond does not break when there is truth. Even if the voices fall silent, the souls continue to communicate in the silence. And it is in this silence that the universe works. Today there's a strange feeling inside you. It's as if something is asking for a response, as if time hasn't closed the chapter on what has been experienced. And indeed, time doesn't end what is born from the soul. It simply transforms. This person feels, even if they don't say it, even if they pretend otherwise. Their heart, whether it's hers or his, however you prefer to feel, still beats to the frequency of what you shared. The same perfume that was once gifted, the same touch, the same memory of a laugh that brightened simple days. All of this still echoes, even if invisibly. The universe does not make mistakes. When a connection is true, it manifests in different cycles. There are separations that are not endings. They are merely intermissions for love to learn to breathe. Maybe you've dreamed about this person. Maybe you've sensed the scent of their perfume even when no one was around. These are signs that something in the energetic field still vibrates between you. It's not about being trapped. It's about recognition, about souls that are still searching for each other even when the paths seem contrary. God allows encounters and separations, but he never errs in intentions. Everything he permits has a purpose, even when pain tries to convince you otherwise. What you are experiencing now, this longing, this confusion, this mix of love and absence, is a call to look within. What this person awakened in you was part of your own growth. They were a mirror reflecting something that was dormant, your ability to feel intensely, to give yourself, to believe. And even though it hurt, there is beauty in what you experienced. Because love, when it's true, leaves traces of light, not of guilt. This person may even try to erase what they experienced, but there are scents that time cannot take away. There are touches that remain imprinted in the soul's memory. The universe shows you this in small coincidences, that name that suddenly appears, a memory that comes to you in the middle of the day, the same perfume worn by someone else, and your heart races for no reason. All of this is energy moving, reminding you that love doesn't end when the body separates, but when the purpose is fulfilled. And the purpose sometimes is not yet complete. It could be that this person still needs to understand something. It could be that the distance was necessary for each of you to realize your own worth, so that a reunion, if it happens, can occur at a purer, more mature, more genuine frequency. You miss them, I know, But you also feel something beyond just longing, a quiet certainty that this was not just an ordinary chapter, it was something greater, something that shook your faith, your way of seeing the world, your level of commitment. And the most beautiful part is that even when hurt, your heart is still capable of loving. That is rare. That is sacred. That's why your guardian angels are close to you today, to tell you that the love you feel was not in vain. It was and still is a tool for healing. You are a soul that loves truly, and that's why you feel so deeply. But the universe reminds you, those who feel with their soul never lose what is real. They are merely led to understand the divine timing of things. This person, even from a distance, feels the invisible touch of your energy. They feel it when you pray. They feel it when you think of them fondly. There is an invisible bridge connecting you, a bridge made of memories, intentions, and silent love. And it is through this bridge that the signs continue to arrive. When the universe wants a soul to understand, it repeats the signs until the heart awakens. So don't blame yourself for still feeling. It's not weakness, it's spiritual sensitivity. Your ability to feel is a gift, not a punishment. It's the way God helps you perceive the invisible. And if that fragrance that has appeared again brings tears, let them fall. Crying is also a form of purification. God understands your tears more than any words can express, and the angels collect each one of them, transforming them into seeds of rebirth. One day silence will open up, and what seemed lost will show that it was merely being refined, because true love doesn't die. It simply changes form until it can bloom again at the right time. And if you doubt, just observe what the universe is already preparing. Signs, unexpected encounters, synchronicities, nothing happens by chance. Everything is being orchestrated by a greater force, and that force is called God. But before your heart gets confused, remember, the love you feel for someone should never make you lose love for yourself. Balance is what keeps the soul steady while time does its work. So trust. God knows what He's doing, the universe knows what it's doing. And the fragrance that returns, the name that emerges, the dream that perseveres, are just reminders that true love doesn't fade. It merely waits for the moment when it can shine again. And now I ask you, do you believe that the universe is still writing this story, even if it seems silent right now? There's something heavy in the air. It's not just nostalgia. It's a kind of emptiness that speaks in silence, a space between what was and what is not yet. This person has distanced themselves. Silence has settled in, and doubt has begun to grow within you. Why? Why does someone who claimed to feel so much simply withdraw? Why does someone who once spoke of the future now seem to hide from their own truth? These questions echo within the soul, and that's where the conflict begins, is not outside but within you. It's the mind trying to understand what the heart already feels. The distance hurts, I know, but more than the absence, what hurts is the unspoken, the silence that screams, the uncertainty that makes you question if everything was real. But I tell you calmly, it was real. Nothing that comes from the heart is an illusion. It was genuine, even if fear caused this person to retreat. Yes, fear. Often the distance doesn't stem from a lack of love, but from the fear of feeling too much, fear of losing control, fear of surrendering to what the spirit recognizes, but the ego cannot comprehend. And that is why God allows pauses, because there are hearts that have yet to learn to bear the weight of true love. They love but don't know how to handle the depth that this love brings, and so they flee. Not out of malice, but out of confusion, out of emotional immaturity, out of old wounds that still bleed. But fleeing doesn't resolve what is spiritual. What is of the soul continues to resonate. That person feels the call even if they deny it. They feel the tightness in their chest, even when they try to smile at someone else. Because true love cannot be replaced. It simply goes silent until the spirit is ready to experience it again. And you, on your side, feel the echo of that. You feel the silence that weighs heavily, but also the presence that insists. You feel that something is still alive. And this is not an illusion, it's intuition. Your soul perceives what the eyes cannot see. It realizes that the distance is not denial, it's a pause. And that this pause has a purpose, to strengthen you, to center you, to remind you that your worth does not depend on who stays, but on who you are. God doesn't allow true love to destroy you. He only permits the love that teaches you. And if this story is still teaching you, it's because the cycle hasn't ended. It is merely transforming. Maybe today that person is feeling confused between what you feel and what you show, between appearance and truth. But there comes a moment when the universe forces awakening, and what is hidden comes to light. You will notice this through signs, repeated dreams, strange coincidences, a fragrance that returns, a message that comes out of nowhere. These are all ways the universe says, there's still something here. And when that moment arrives, you will understand the silence. You will understand the distance. You will understand why everything happened this way. But until then, it's time to trust, because God works in the background of the invisible. And while you pray, the universe moves pieces. While you cry, the angels gather your tears. While you wait, love is being healed. This person still thinks, still feels, still battles with their own shadow. But light is coming, and when the light arrives, fear cannot withstand it. So don't give up believing, but also don't pause your life. Keep walking. Allow love to flow within you, not just for someone else. Love, but don't lose yourself. Feel, but don't get lost. And if this person returns one day, and the universe knows when that will be, may they find you whole at peace, standing tall with a light heart, because true love doesn't demand halves. It recognizes wholes. And now I ask you, have you ever felt that someone distanced themselves out of fear, not lack of love? This question hangs in the air, because the answer, perhaps, you already know. It's in the way your heart still feels, and even without explanation. God sees everything, and in His time, what is true will return. But it will return healed, stronger, more assured. The silence, as painful as it may seem, is merely preparing for the reunion, with yourself and with love. The silence of the universe is not empty. It's the sound of things being aligned. When God is silent, it's because the miracle is being woven. When the angels retreat, it's because they are preparing something that cannot yet be seen. You feel the weight of absence, but it is also a portal, the crossing between what was and what will be. True love never disappears. It just changes form until it can bloom again. The guardian angels are at work. Yours and that person's communicate silently, exchanging invisible signs. God does not close the stories that were born from the heart. He merely pauses them so that divine timing can fulfill what humanity has yet to understand. This person thinks, more than they show, more than they admit. They think when the day ends, when the fragrance returns, when the soul stirs for no reason. The universe awakens memories to remind what is real. Nothing is coincidence. The fragrance that has returned, the name that appears, the dream that persists, these are answers, signs that the energy between you is still flowing. And the purpose of this? Healing. God is clearing the way for love to return, not as before, but with more truth. Because love can only come back when there is no wound, just learning. The universe patiently reorganizes destiny. While you pray, the heavens listen. While you doubt, faith grows stronger. While you cry, the angels collect your tears and transform them into blessings. You haven't lost. You are being refined. The love that once brought you pain is the same one that is elevating you. And this person they still feel. But now what was once fear begins to turn into longing. What was once confusion starts to become clarity. What was once silence begins to turn into a desire to speak. Because when love is true, the universe always orchestrates a reunion, whether through words or through souls that recognize each other again. Breathe. Trust. God is moving the invisible in your favor. And I ask you with affection, do you believe that silence speaks too? It does indeed, in the language of time. And time is about to reveal something to you that will soothe your heart. Now be silent. Close your eyes and feel. There is something divine happening inside you. Love hasn't been lost. It is being purified. The perfume that returns is merely the echo of what has never faded. God hears you, and the universe is already responding. No distance can erase what is true. No new path can wipe away what has been inscribed in the soul. Time simply allows everything to bloom at the right moment. You have been hurt but not broken. You were called to love more deeply, first yourself. Because when you love yourself, the universe reflects that back through every mirror. That person was part of your awakening. They taught you the power of surrender, the value of waiting, and the strength of forgiveness. None of this was in vain. It was a lesson. Now God asks you for lightness, so that the new can arrive. Because true love does not return to find pain. It returns to find peace. And when that reconnection happens, whether with that person or with a new soul, It will be serene, free, luminous. You will look back and understand everything. The perfume, the silence, the time. Everything will make sense. Until then, trust. The universe works with precision. Every tear you shed was a seed, and every seed planted in faith blooms at the right time. You are light, and the love that emanates from you is the signal the universe recognizes to open paths. May your heart be a home for hope. May your scars transform into poetry, and may the love that is yours by destiny find its way back, healed, certain, whole. Stay in peace. Heaven is already moving for you. If this message reached you, it was because the universe wanted it to. Nothing is random when the soul is ready to listen. Write in the comments which word touched your heart the most today. It could be hope. It could be destiny. It could be silence. Each word is a seed the universe hears when you write. And also tell me, do you believe that the universe can still realign hearts that seek each other? That answer resides within you. If this message resonated, give it a like. It's your way of saying to the universe, I receive, and share. Maybe someone you love needs to hear exactly this right now. You can be the channel of light in someone's life today. If you'd like to keep receiving messages like this, filled with soul, faith, and truth, subscribe and turn on the bell. This way, the universe will know where to find you whenever a new message is ready. Remember, you haven't lost anything. You're blossoming. True love never says goodbye, it just transforms until it can return with even more light. May God bless you. May your guardian angels accompany you, and may every sign the universe sends guide you to peace, love, and the reunion that belongs to you. End of the message, but not of the purpose, because love continues, and the universe is still writing the next page.